Welcome to the Pharma Voice Editor's Take video series, filmed live at the 2013 DIA Annual Meeting in Boston, hosted by Taryn Grome, editor of Pharma Voice. In this episode, Taryn meets with Chip deVillafranca, Director of Product Management, eClinical, BioClinica.
Welcome, Chip, to the 2013 Pharma Voice Editor's Take video program.
Thank you, Taryn. Glad to be here.
Let's talk a little bit about EDC. It's come a long way, but now how are comprehensive EDC technology transfer programs helping organizations exert greater control over the development and implementation timelines of the technology they use to support their clinical trials?
It's a great question, Taryn. I mean, we see a large adoption within CRO market in particular and a number of large sponsors to really reduce the timeline to study delivery, to study setup, to be able to do change management. And I think it really comes down to what you might call the 3 Ps. It comes down to what's the program, what's the platform, and who's the partner. It's very important on the program side to make certain that this comprehensive training program goes well beyond the classroom training or the online training, but is a bit more of a mentor program, as well as potentially things like collaborative design. So you're getting the benefit of the experience of the people who've used the tool as you come up to speed on the technology. On the platform side, it's all about speed to delivery. So here you really want to look at the technology and how quickly can you deploy a study. Can you build it, push a button, and it's live. You can look at it, you can test it, you can work with it, make certain it meets your standards as quickly as possible. Even reducing things on the validation side. Can you automate the validation process through validation checks? Not just your data standards, but also your edit checks, your rules in the study itself. If you can reduce 80% of your testing to the automated validation, then you're left with the 20% just hands-on and the deviations, the variations for that particular study. And then when it comes to study change, you need to make certain that your amendments are going to go through smoothly. Again, back to that single environment, I want to be able to deploy once with a push of a button, but that also now means any patients who already have data, I want to bring it forward. I don't want to have to go through a migration process and deal with those delays. I need to select which sites, which subjects get the change, and it's in place. And ultimately, it's that usual standard, ease of use. So in our world, the BioClinica Study Builder has been built essentially by data managers for data managers. We have a data management practice. So we basically use what we build for a large portion of our business. That means the features, the ease of use, and this type of very interactive deployment process is critical to our business and really translates into savings in time for our sponsors and CROs who adopt the tech transfer program.
That's fantastic. And let's talk a little bit about that partnership a little bit more. And so how can EDC partners help sponsors reduce costs and run faster, more efficient clinical trials, which is the end goal for everybody? Absolutely,
absolutely. And that's all about knowledge transfer and that experience out of running studies. So we've run thousands of studies with Express using Study Builder, as I said, for our own purposes. A lot of that experience is part of what we put into our program and our training practices and the mentorship program. Again, you're not going to get it right out of the box. You really need to learn the software, learn the process, and how to get the most out of it. So we build that into our training program. We also do that with a lot of our customers in terms of their standards and their validation practices. So for those customers who we work with to help build the data standard and edit check standards and automation of the validation, we've seen upwards of 50% reduction in the study build times relative to kind of industry standards, what normal practice is.
Those are some impressive statistics, so thank you for sharing those with us. Chip, thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity, Taryn.
Additional Editor's Take videos, as well as podcasts, white papers, webinars, and more, are available in the resources area at www.pharmavoice.com.